Bloody hell, my shoulder. Well, it's day 9. Before I move on, that over there is Hooton Cliff Wood in the distance. HS2 goes right through there. Well, this edge anyway. The Woodland Trust have just launched a tool to email the government, which will be linked to this video. I suggest you take that action and of course sign our petition and email your MP via the other 2 action links as well. It's day 9 today. I'm definitely in Yorkshire now, so not far to go. Last night someone said, oh, there's a festival happening around here. I think I found it. Well, I can at least hear it over there. And yeah, everything's fine. Set off a bit late again because I've been having some trouble with the videos. They've not been uploading to Facebook, though they are, at least as far as day 7 at the moment, on YouTube. So if you're watching this on Facebook, obviously that's been sorted out by now. And yeah, my sister rang me up and said, oh, you're about 33 miles from Leeds, so I should have it done by Monday. Obviously, yeah, that's walking in a straight line. But I've got to be honest, I really didn't think I was that close yet. So, well, that's a great sign. And this, oh, this is just so much better than yesterday. So, all smiles. There you go, that's Hooton Cliff Wood again. And you can just see the edge of it. Pretty much from behind that tree is where HS2 goes through. And then it comes along here. And I think it's just beyond that tree line, so that's where it's going. This is pretty much the exact line of route coming through those woods, more or less following those power lines and just clipping that marsh and going through those trees over there behind me. Now, those of you who've looked at the Woodland Trust webpage, have looked at the map, you will see that there's nothing marked between Old Deneby over there and Deneby Main up the hill, and that's because these aren't ancient woodlands. They're still woodlands, they're still habitats, they're still valuable resources, but they've not been there for at least 400 years, or at least it can't be proven that they've been there for at least 400 years. And as a result, I said, oh well, what's the point of saving them? Really, what is the point in saving this? In not knocking this down and not going through wetlands like this? Like, how many inland marshes are there? Really, come on. And yeah, but because it's not ancient woodlands, it's not being paid attention to. And of course, there's loads of these, like the reclaimed, what nature had reclaimed at Toton Sidings. It doesn't matter because, well, it's only trees, isn't it? Who needs them? Can't bank on this wind, can we, Eevee? This is the Shimmer Estate in Mexborough, which has become one of the poster boys for the total incompetence of HS2 Limited. Because when they moved the route through South Yorkshire to what is now known as the M18 route, they said there'd be fewer demolitions as a result of it. And yeah, one of the reasons they thought that is because the maps they were using were out of date, and this was the 3rd time, so no excuse, the 3rd time that they got caught out by using out-of-date maps. And this, as a brand new housing estate, wasn't on those maps. They didn't realise it was here until about a week before they published the plans. And what? Seriously, you never looked. You used out-of-date maps, you didn't physically go and visit the places. And since then, this estate has become the poster boy for the duplicity of HS2 Limited. Because as you can see, these are brand new houses. They haven't had time to be done up, to be extended, to have a lot of money spent on them. They are inherently the same. Well, with a few variations. There's several different designs, but the ones that are the same design are effectively the same house. Yeah, HS2 Limited have paid different people different amounts of money for what is effectively the same house. Well, I don't know if that's picking up, but it sounds like I'm passing my second festival today, which is a lot better than yesterday when I passed 2 dead rats. Just wanted to make sure that you realise earlier I wasn't having a go at the Woodland Trust, far from it. They have been completely on the ball when it comes to looking at the destruction that HS2 will wreak on ancient woodland, which is their remit. The problem is that there's a distinct lack of absence of other national environmental bodies that should have a fair bit to say about HS2. And part of the reason for that is that they were stitched up right at the start. Actually, one of the things that the lobbyists, the pro-HS2 lobbyists, did really well right at the start was that they encouraged all the environmental organisations to come together under something called the Right Lines Charter, and that they should lobby for a better version of HS2. And there were 5 tests under the Right Lines Charter that any high-speed rail line should pass. The problem is HS2 failed 4.5 of them before it was written, and pretty much most of them did sod all since then. The whole thing was administered by CPRE. Oh, we've got the staff, we've got the offices, we'll do the work, and they did pretty much nothing. Because enlightened opinion on HS2 is, well, it's not a road, is it? Even though it's arguable, in fact, probably I'd say demonstrable, that in terms of damage to the natural environment, it does more than a road of the same length would. And that's not to say there haven't been branches of environmental organisations, because, for example, CPRE Warwickshire have been very vocal in saying that CPRE nationally have ignored their own policy when it comes to HS2. Beebout, one of the wildlife trusts, they've actually banned HS2 from one of their reserves, where other bits of the wildlife trust, other branches of the wildlife trust seem to be far more supportive of the fact that they're getting something out of it. Friends of the Earth, Birmingham branch, they've been brilliant. And FOE nationally have done a bit, but of course they've not done enough, because they haven't, a lot of these organisations haven't explained to their members why HS2 is a bad idea environmentally. And great example would be Greenpeace, because I got an email off Greenpeace the other week, and I emailed them back. Someone who encouraged me to do it does it to all of these emails, campaigning emails he gets from environmental organisations. But anyway, emailed them back and said, "Oh, what are you doing about HS2?" And I said, "Oh, we support the Right Lines Charter." And I said, "You do realise that was like 7, 8, 9 years ago, and HS2 has completely failed the Right Lines Charter?" And they said, "Oh no, it's in our climate manifesto. Scrap HS2." And I say, "Okay, brilliant. What are you doing about it?" "Oh, nothing." "Nothing?" Well, I said, "Oh, we've not got many staff. We've only got 100 in the country." Greenpeace, and say, "What? You've only got 100 staff, and that's not many. Stop HS2. We've got 2, and one of those is a part-time volunteer in Bournemouth. Like, come on." And it's not good enough, because the destruction is happening now. And it's only on a small scale now, but in a month's time, it's going to go nuclear. And a lot of us are going to be saying, "Where were you?" You've got to get your backsides in gear, guys. You're really going to regret not being there with us. It's the end of day 9. I've made it to Clayton and Thrickley Club, where I hadn't even opened my mouth at the bar before someone said, "Do you want to pitch your tent in the beer garden?" Oh, that's just beautiful. It's up, and in the morning I will have a beautiful view of the valley that HS2 want to stick their bloody train through. Yeah, good day. It's always a good day when it's dry. Yeah, ankle hurt at the start, then it turned to the knee, and everything's fine since. Slightly worried because that's the first sign of any joint problem that there's been so far. But yeah, got to be happy with the progress that I've made so far. Yeah, that's about it, really, isn't it? I don't know what else to say. You know, you may have noticed these things are not scripted, and sometimes I struggle for something to say. So, shall we leave it there? Oh yes, very sorry about anyone who's been trying to pick stuff up on Facebook. Don't know. Genuinely don't know what's gone wrong there, and people who are actually sat at home in warm houses are trying to look at what's happening there and can't figure it out either, because days 6 and 7 have both been uploaded and they just haven't been published. But YouTube is great. Obviously, if you're watching this later, then everything might be fine by now, but it certainly isn't at the time of recording.